What's up guys, FM Campbell here, welcome to episode number 16 of the Aston Villa series. Mad that we're already at 16, it's flown by. Thank you for all the support that we're having on this series so far. Feel free to leave a like if you do enjoy the episode. And feel free to subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy the content and you want to see more content like this. So, we had a big month for Aston Villa last month. We've had another big month this month. Obviously we were given that little bit of money that came in from the owners, 31 million they gave us at the beginning of December. So obviously we couldn't do anything too much with it then because obviously the window wasn't open. So now we can. We've obviously got some Bosmans that have gone through that we've tried to do today. We've well, not today, but within the game since the last episode. Transfer window is now open. That's good news. And in the previous episode we had a big sort of rotation in staff. So we've had a real big step up in staff. The staff are a lot better now, so that's great news. We left you the day 5 days before the Ruben Kazan game, I think. No, it wasn't. No, it was after. It was here. So we've got a lot of games to cover as well. So started off with two really poor results. I'm not going to lie. Liverpool withdrew 1-1. Mauro Icardi again with another penalty. He seems to be banging penalties on the regular. Balotelli unfortunately got the other one as well, so we drew 1-1 away at Anfield, so not too bad. It didn't really get any better, I'm going to be honest. Tottenham, we actually had Okore sent off in the 34th minute, although it didn't really make a difference because unfortunately Adebayor got 4 goals. Adebayor. Sometimes I do question FM's realism a little bit, but 4 goals for Adebayor at our ground. Sorry, it was at White Hart Lane. I tell a lie, but one of them was a penalty. And Icardi scored the goal for us. Okore was sent off, and Federico Fazio was unfortunate for him. He got the own goal. So we actually only scored 1 goal really, and conceded 4 to Adebayor. It was really poor. But we then continued our great form in the Europa League, only conceding 1 goal up until this point as well. Another clean sheet. Ruben Kazan, we beat them 3-0. Enrique, Guidetti, and Munir with the goals. So we topped the group. We topped the group with flying colours, and we've actually had a draw since then, as you can see. In the first knockout round, we've had a nice little draw against Victoria Pilsen. So I think we can win that. I generally do. I think we can get through to the next round. So if we get through to the next round, that'd be unreal. We were targeted to just reach the group stage, in which we did. We then finished top of the group since then, and now we're in the first knockout round, and we've got Victoria Pilsen away in the first leg. So realistically, I really do think we can do well in this competition. We'll see how we get on. Sorry, who are the other teams that are left in it? So there'll be bigger teams now as well that will come in from the Champions League. So we've got the likes of Napoli, Sparta Prague, Shakhtar, Arsenal obviously left the Champions League, Inter Milan, Standard, Wolfsburg, Braga, Milan, AC Milan, Kiev, Dnipro still in there, Sporting Lisbon, Roma, Borussia Mönchengladbach. We've got AZ Alkmaar who's still in there. Bremen from our group, effectively Bilbao was still in it. Porto are now in there now. Liverpool, Real Sociedad, Ajax they were already in it, both of them. Who else do we have? Atletico Madrid are in there. Dynamo, Zenit St Petersburg are now in there too. We've got Celtic and Galatasaray. They're probably the biggest. There's a lot of big teams in this, so it's going to get tough for us now. We have to be realistic. So obviously Atletico Madrid are one of the biggest in there. I'd hate to draw them in the future. Liverpool are a big team in it. So yeah, going to be very tough. But we got a nice draw, really nice draw. Probably one of the nicest teams that we could get in Victoria Pilsen. So we'll see how we get on, but things are looking really good. So we then move on from the Ruben game. We then returned finally and got a win in the Premier League after going 2 games without one. 2-0 comfortable victory. Jordan Ibe and Eder Alvarez Balanta scoring. Nice 2-0 and 3 points. We then lost to Hull 2-0 away. Really strange game. We lost 2-0, and Doy got both of the goals in the 9th and 47th minute. Really poor performance. We did play a kind of second string team. It was the worst game I'd ever seen Icardi and Verratti have. Icardi with 5.9. Really bad. We then smashed Reading 4-1, and I mean absolutely tore them a new backside. Gaston Gil Romero, Icardi and Ibe and the other Romero, Lucas Romero, all scoring. Jordan Beta got the Reading goal. So 3 points on the board. Newcastle, we then got another 3 points away at St James's Park. We're not comfortable with a 1-0 victory. Very even game. Jordan Ibe got the only goal in the 71st minute. Started to look like a really good loan deal, Ibe. And then we drew with West Ham. The winning ways couldn't continue, unfortunately. We drew with West Ham 1-1. Jack Grealish scoring, and the only goal for West Ham obviously being from Diafra Sakho. So this is where it leaves us in the league. We're currently sat in 7th place, just in the Europa League positions. Everton again likely to be our main rivals for it. We are 6 points off 4th place. So again, as I said in previous episodes, Europa League is probably realistic for us. If we continue some good form though, obviously the whole game was a real shame. A little bit annoyed with that. But yeah, other than the whole game, we've been doing okay. We've only lost one since we last spoke to you. In regards to other teams, let's look at who's now managing the teams. We've got Jose Mourinho still at Chelsea. Roberto Martinez is still at Everton. Kit Simmons is now the Fulham manager. I think he was Fulham manager already. Harry Redknapp's the manager of Hull, so he's the guy that smashed us. Leicester, Nigel Pearson still. Frank de Boer is now the Liverpool manager. Pellegrini still at City. Laurent Blanc has taken Louis van Gaal's place at Man United. They're currently sat in 3rd. Nigel Clough is at Borough. Martin Jol's now at Newcastle. Chris Ramsey's still at QPR. Steve Clark's now at Reading. Michel is now at Southampton. Mark Hughes is still at Stoke. Paul Lambert's now at Swansea. Pochettino still at Tottenham. Pulis is at West Brom. Karanka is at West Ham. Who else have we got? Arsenal, still Arsene Wenger obviously. We are still the manager of Villa. So there's been a couple of changes in regards to the different manager jobs that have been going on. Let's get into a little bit of nitty gritty about what's been going on so far then, since obviously we've had a little bit of influx in money. So we are set to pass financial fair play with absolute flying colours. So do not worry about that. As I plug my phone in before it dies of battery. We went 12 wins without a loss up until the Liverpool game, and then obviously Tottenham spoiled it for us, which was a little bit annoying. As my phone plugged in, the Akore in that. By the way, in that Tottenham game, the Akore sending off really cost us. Scouting assignments have all been set up now. They're all going around all the different places around the world, so they've all been reassigned. We've had an FA Cup draw, and we've drawn Oldham, I believe. Yeah, sorry, we've got Oldham next. We've got Oldham in a day's time. 3rd round FA Cup. I forget where the board wants us to finish. Where are we? FA Cup. To reach the 6th round, so we've got to win a couple of games. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, we've got Oldham in the FA Cup. Roberto Guito is set to sign on a free. Basically, we've got some money makers now. We've set to sign some players at the end of the season. So who have we got? Let's have a look. No, I've clicked on the wrong one anyway. So we'll look at transfers. We'll look at in. So we have. Okay, that's not showing up. Has he already signed on a free? Is that what that's what I'm missing? Roberto Guito set to join on a free. Is that? Oh, here he is. Roberto Guito. So he signed on a free. His value's already gone up to 700k. I basically just sort of had a look at some of the players that left at the end of last season and haven't gone anywhere since. So Roberto Guito, 24 years old, from Italy, has previously played or known for playing really at Empoli, and yeah, could make some money on him. We'll go through these actually. So we've got Joel Hunter. We had a couple of these. Vaclav Pilar. Luka Jovic has now finally signed for us. So yeah, great sign. He's now possibly our 3rd choice. We'll see what happens. Florenzi, Alessandro Florenzi, a really good signing for the club. Although he's a little bit expensive wages wise, he was really cheap on the transfer list. 3.4 million. His value's already gone up to 8, so over double. 24 years old. He's on 54 grand a week though. So we'll see what we do about that. But I'd like to make some money on him, definitely. Luis Alberto is signed for 2.9 million. Central attacking midfielder. His value's already gone up. Listed on loan at the minute, trying to loan him out. He's on 30.5k a week. But yeah, good future, good potential. Probably going to be a money maker, but very cheap for a buy, so not too bad. Jonathan Isambart is currently on loan as well. He's just signed for us. 125k value, so not too much. He looks okay. I'm trying to clutch at some straws, I guess, into making some money. I want to continue to improve the finances and see how that affects us in the long term. But again, probably a moneymaker. The Florenzi deal, though, does leave Fabian Delph's future in doubt. Florenzi will probably be back up to Gaston Gil Romero. So the fact that Delph is leaving obviously affects our English player rota, so we may have to look at some English players in the near future. And then we did. If we go back to the transfers, I'll click the wrong thing again. A couple of players that we've, obviously some of these are players that we've been trying to go for. What are we looking at the moment? So yeah, we've been offering Delph out, hasn't gone to plan. Mosquitoes have been offered out on loan. We'll get into them in a second. Who else do we have? I think we've signed him. Have we signed him? Or in the process of signing him? Where are I? Oh, here he is. John Flanagan has signed for us. Really, really cheap. He signed for 2.3 million. He's back up to Corchia. Obviously, I was a little bit concerned about Matt Lowton. So I'll show you him very, very shortly. But very, very good all round. A little bit concerned about the aggression because I don't like getting bookings all the time. It was really, really annoying. Very, very cheap on wages. English, as I said about the player quota from England. So it's good to get him in. It should show on here that. Yeah, John Flanagan, there he is. Yeah, and then Alvaro Arroyo, he's coming on a free, 1.7 million already in value, £4,500 a week, so very, very cheap. Listed on loan, 27 years old, from Spain, and he's previously played for Rayo B, Rayo Vallecano, Getafe B, then Getafe, and the club that I have shares in, Real Oviedo. So I don't know if you know about this. I've got shares in Real Oviedo. I know you've probably seen Spencer Owen, Spencer FC's channel, and he's got shares as well, and he's promoted it too. Unfortunately, I don't promote it too much. I have thought about doing a save maybe in the next on FM16 with Oviedo, because I do kind of support them, and should be very, very soon going out there to Spain, to the north of Spain, to go and see them play. Yeah, fingers crossed in the next couple of weeks we well, not next couple of weeks, but when the season kicks off, that we will be. So yeah, that's good bit of news. What else has been going on? Southampton have been trying to be taken over. Yeah, Europa League, we've already got Victoria Pilsen. The winners, we've actually had another draw since then. The winners of the Europa League game against Victoria Pilsen. I've just realised this, and I've said about how it will be hard to play Victoria Pilsen, get through to the next round, and one of the teams that I would not want would be Atletico. So if we beat Victoria Pilsen, we could be playing either Dynamo Moscow, or Dynamo as they're commonly known, or Atletico, and you'd expect Atletico to win that. So if we win, we are likely to have a very, very tough game in the next round. And I've only just realised that. I've got it written down here right towards the bottom of my notes. Said that Atletico will be very, very tough. Completely forgot that we've actually possibly drawn them. So that's annoying. Yeah, anyway, Mosquito's loan did actually finish. He's currently in the under-21s. We've got a bid going for him at the moment. We are trying to get him back out on loan, just to try and make some money on him. He's not good enough. We signed him on a free at the beginning of the series. So yeah, we're looking to get him out on loan as soon as possible. Messi won Player of the Year. No shock really there. In regards to the team, look who's on the transfer list. Mr. Lacazette. He's currently playing for the Real Madrid B team / Castilla. On the transfer list, he's on there. What's his asking? 15.75 million. That's his asking price. So it's a lot of money. I would probably like to play him on the right. Why have I gone back here? To play him on the right hand side if we did sign him, especially as an inside forward. Get him on the right hand side, then Icardi up top. It'll be really, really good. Some other players that have come on there. Lucas Prato's not too bad. 27 years old. He's currently at Real Madrid as well. Kolarov from City. Thiago Lloris from Liverpool. Yohan Cabaye from PSG. Jenkinson from Arsenal. Pablo Piatti. Blast from the past. I used to rate him on previous FMs. Baptiste Styles on there. Jose Angel from Atletico as well. So yeah, loads of Charlie Austin's on there. So plenty of players. And then obviously Lacazette, Fagouli's on there, Xhaka. So we'll see what happens. But we have the transfer window to think about. So in the next episode, we'll be doing a cover of the transfer window of who we've brought in, who we've let go if we do let anyone go. So make sure you check that out in a couple of days' time. Thanks very much for watching. Feel free to leave a like, as I said. Feel free to subscribe. Get your comments in who you think I should sign in January. And I'll check these players out who I should scout as well. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.